Hi, Bob Bartlett here with the Ubuntu Fly Anglers Network and iFishiBelong, and the host of our podcast series, On the Reel. For those of you who are not familiar with us, we are a small group of black and brown fly anglers, environmental activists, and educators from across the country and Canada. It is an attempt to get real with our guests on matters that mean the most to them as black and brown folks. This podcast is consistent with our mission to make visible folks like us who live the outdoor life.
I'm Cole Tracy Lewis, and I'm here with the Ubuntu Fly Anglers Network, and I'm hosting this episode of On the Reel, and my preferred pronouns are she, her, and I'm coming to you from Ottawa, from the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. On the Reel is consistent with our mission to make visible and learn from people like us who chase fish on the fly, and my guest today is Kaith Palmaria. She is a passionate fly angler, and she's coming to us from, tell us where you are right now, Kaith.
I'm in Paso de la Patria, Corrientes in Argentina.
Excellent. So where's your base? Where do you consider home right now?
Home is Calgary, Alberta. I was born and raised there.
Okay. And I'm a Montrealer, and I've been in Calgary and I fished around Calgary, beautiful city. You said you were raised there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever left.
And I know you're from our paths crossing, that you're a relatively new fly angler. So when did you start fly fishing, and what was the allure? What brought you into fly fishing?
Yeah, I started fly fishing in 2020. So during the pandemic, I was part of that wave, registered nurse by profession. And so during the pandemic, I definitely was seeking out something in the outdoors, something to help ground me, take me away from all of the craziness that was COVID. I found some fly fishing lessons through the University of Calgary and rented some waders and met a group out there, and I fell in love instantly once I kind of got out there, and it was all I ever wanted to do after that.
I know that you're really passionate about it. That's really funny that you took up fly fishing during COVID. That was when I started ice fishing. I'd been fly angling, and then during COVID in the winter, because I snowboard and I didn't want to go on the ski hills and stuff, and so I started ice fishing, and it was a way I could go out with my dog as well, and we'd walk. I guess you consider the Bow River your home waters?
Totally. Yeah. It's funny, every time I go somewhere, travel somewhere, I always have this like longing or curiosity or wonder about what's happening on the Bow River, because you could fish it year round, and I just love it. I love that river.
Tell us a bit about the Bow River. I think a lot of our listeners are American, and to kind of situate the Bow River for us.
So it runs right through Calgary. It starts actually in the mountains. A lot of people, when they travel to Calgary, they travel to Alberta, they want to travel to Banff, and they want to fish the Bow River from Banff, but it actually gets really good. It becomes a blue ribbon fishery after the water treatment plant in Calgary in town, and that's when you can get those big trophy fish. Those big trophy trout is actually in Calgary. So yeah, it's a beautiful long river, and I love fishing it. I can walk. I used to be able to walk down to that river within 5 minutes, but now I have a short drive. But yeah.
In terms of an angler, what would you say your favorite techniques are in fly angling? When you go out to fish, what's a perfect fly fishing day for you?
I'm steelheading. That's definitely my favorite. Like double hand spey casting is absolutely my favorite thing to do. I think about it a lot, and it's nice because on the Bow River you can trout spey anytime, but it's really popular to do it during the winter, and so that's something I'm definitely going to have to invest in now too. Is some trout spey rods. I have steelhead spey rods, but I need to get some trout spey rods. But my perfect day on the river would definitely be a nice, cool, rainy day on the Steelhead River, just casting for hours. That's my paradise.
And I'm just curious, do you tie your own flies as well?
Yep, I do. I'm not like amazing at it, but I love.
No, but you tie and you fish your own flies, right? And you catch fish with them.
I love that whole. I love everything about that. Yeah.
Okay, so steelhead's your game. I think I consider that as well. And I mean, from where I am, it's migratory rainbows, right? I haven't had a chance to fish out BC yet for like real steelhead, but it's in the offing, right? So
Yeah,
what about, I know right now you're in South America. Tell us about what you're doing right now and how it's going, because I've seen some amazing pictures on Instagram. Tell us your Instagram
yeah.
handle and
Yeah, thanks for following along. My Instagram handle is Ron and Kaith, or at Ron and Kaith. I'm in Pasadena, Patria. I'm with Golden Fly Fishing Lodge. This is actually the first place I've ever gone on a travel hosted trip with the fly shop that I work at, Out Fly Fishing. I came here 2 years ago to fish in Argentina, and this time around I'm back and I'm hosting my first ever trip through the shop. So I'm back here with a group of anglers, and yeah, my first ever hosted trip here, going after golden dorado and some other species. And yeah, it's been awesome. It's been a really cool full circle moment for me, because the first time I came here and I fished, it really kind of changed. I don't want to be dramatic and say it changed my life, but it definitely shifted the path that I felt like I was going towards. Because as soon as I got here and before I left, I started thinking, I was like, this is something that I want to pursue all the time. It's travel, meeting new people, fishing around the world. It was something that I was really, it like lit my heart on fire. You know what I mean? You know, when you have that feeling in your chest where you're just like, something about this that just like makes me feel so alive, more alive than anything has ever made me feel. After that, I kept saying yes to all these trips. It's almost a problem that I keep saying yes to everything. I just kept saying yes to trips and stuff, and it's so much so that now, like, my the fly shop offered to let me host this week in Argentina, and so that's what I mean by full circle moment. I immediately said yes, because I was like, yeah, this is a place that feels really special to me because of the change in where I felt like my life is going now, and the goals that I have for myself. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here, and it's really special, honestly.
wow. So you're really open to the journey. So I have a question about, I saw some wonderful pictures of dorado and some other species of fish. Can you tell me about the other species as well that were, and you're fishing river mostly,
Yeah.
right? Riverine?
Yeah, so we're on the Upper Parana River, which is, I think it's like the second biggest river in the world. You can fish for golden dorado on the fly. There's also pacu, which you can catch, pacu
Those are the ones with the really sharp looking teeth, right? The pacu?
The pacu, no, it's actually interesting. Pacu eat berries and nuts,
Oh,
and they have human-like teeth.
they're
Yeah.
those weird.
Yeah, it's really freaky when you see something like that, but it's really cool to fish for them, because the way that you fish for them, you fish these little berry flies, and you have to open up your loop and make a popping sound with the
Yeah.
fly in the water so that it attracts the fish, and they come and they smash these little berry flies. It's really interesting and fun, and they can be really, really scrappy. So it's a really fun fishery. There's lots of different fish, because you can also chase big catfish like cerubi on the fly. And this river is really interesting. It's got so many different types of structure. Like, you can fish big boulders, you can fish lots of fallen and sunken trees, but there's also sand flats. So they have these Carolina skiff boats, and they pull through, and you start targeting fish on the flats, which is really, really cool.
Wow. So what's a typical water temperature this time of year where you are?
I'm not sure in Fahrenheit or Celsius, but I know it's quite warm.
Okay.
It's warm, definitely.
It is warm, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Wow. So I know that you're incredibly well traveled. If you had to, other than your home waters, if you had to pick one place, where would you say that it is your favorite place to fly fish?
Oh, that's tough. I think because I love steelheading so much, I will always try to plan a trip to northern BC for steelhead in that Terrace Smithers area. It's definitely, it's really special up there. If you ever get a chance, Nicole, you definitely should go.
Yeah, It's definitely on my list. That's amazing. You've really sort of outlined how fly fishing has kind of changed your life and your life path, and some of the expectations of the goals that you had, and that's pretty
Mhm.
powerful. Do you have any like a favorite anecdote, fly fishing anecdote or something?
Yeah, I think for me, I there's a book called A Passion for Steelhead by Dec Hogan. Have you read it?
I'm reading it right now.
Um,
Yes.
yeah. So that first prelude in that book, I believe there's a quote that says, it's actually like, God bless the woman or family that have to compete with the passion of an angler so stricken. And that
Mhm.
really resonates with me because it's like fly fishing to me is number one in my life. I do love my dog. Let's put that out there. Like, I love my dog. That's probably the one thing that rivals fly fishing. But to me, fly fishing is so all encompassing for me. I have to try to be really intentional with my relationships in my life because I need to I put so much of my life, my thought, my intentions into fly fishing. But what's been nice is that I've been able to build a community around that and meet people that share that same passion and drive. With the Calgary Fly Fishers Club that I'm part of, as well as the fly shop that I work, it's definitely like a quote that I think about all the time. I I had the pleasure of spending some time with Dec Hogan, and he wrote in my book, he signed my book, and he said,
Ah,
"Never lose that passion." Yeah, that's definitely something that I feel like really propels me as I go through this journey.
amazing. Amazing. You have a foot in the fly fishing world in terms of being involved in a shop, being involved in hosted trips. What do you see in the fly fishing world that you would like to see change and that you are part of, you're a catalyst for?
Mm. In terms of things I'd like to see change, I'm sure for me, I think it's more about accessibility. Have you heard of the not-for-profit called Rising to the Fly? It's a not-for-profit company that provides accessibility for women who just don't have the access to things like education and gear, and they provide
Mhm.
scholarships for people. So people that want to reach out and are like, I really want to try fly fishing. I just don't have fly fishing gear, and travel is quite expensive.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
not,
Can
yeah,
be.
like I work a lot to make all of this kind of happen. It's like I work probably 6 to 7 days a week when I'm not traveling. But sometimes when I travel, I'm working. But anyways, what I would like to see change, to answer your question, is groups like non-profit groups with Rising to the Fly definitely have that same vision, or things that I think need to happen within the fly fishing industry. That it shouldn't just be a sport for people who can afford it. It should be something that if you have an interest in fly fishing, there should be some there should be access for you to be able to enjoy the sport and let it change your life the way that it changed mine. It's something that I can't imagine not having in my life. And the way that it's changed my life in terms of not only my mental health, but the community and the support that I have around me now, and the amazing relationships and experiences that I have had. It's my hope that one day that everybody who has that same interest will have access to the same opportunities that I have had.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know how that would happen, but groups like Rising to the Fly, like if there was more sponsorship in groups like that, I feel like there would be a lot of positive change.
so. I think. I mean, you know about United Women on the Fly and I Fish I
Mhm.
Belong, and then with Ubuntu, I think this past summer they ran their first summer camp for kids, and I think they had a group
Mm.
of 5 or 6 kids, and they introduced the children to fly fishing, and they had them out and they had them catching fish. It was run on a volunteer basis, and I think there were different shops and companies and people who had donated equipment, right? So I think it's
I love that.
happening in small pockets here and there, and I'm here with you because of I have a debt of gratitude to Heather Hudson Neufeld, and she
Cool.
introduced me to Bob Bartlett and what he was doing because I wasn't aware, right? And I become involved with Ubuntu and Bob, and running some
Yes.
sessions, doing streamer educational sessions online, helping him with on the Real podcast and stuff like that. So it's a fledgling organization, but they're really committed to having BIPOC people, out on the water, and that includes children, getting children involved. So I think that's
Mhm.
pretty pretty amazing. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Something else about fly fishing that you just like love to tell people?
Like if you fly fish, you kind of already know the feeling, but the way that fly fishing just kind of takes you outside of yourself, it's the whole mindfulness aspect, it's the whole grounding aspect of it really makes you feel small in a really big world. And, with everything that's going on in the world right now, it's something that, really makes you appreciate what you have and
A real connection to the natural world, a touchstone, so to speak,
yeah,
like a grounding. I love it. It's like
absolutely.
when you're in the river, that's it, right? There's you and the water. You are with it.
Yeah. Which is why I think that I hope, I know fishing's not for everybody, but if you feel like you're missing something in your life, you feel like you're missing some sort of path or passion, like I would encourage everybody to try fishing. I always do because it's just so special. I've never felt this way about anything before, or it's just like it gave me a purpose. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Kaith. I really appreciate your time this morning and,
Yeah,
making time and during your trip. And I wish
yeah.
you safe travels back and more adventures. And I look forward to having our paths cross sometime in the future. I know in the next little while, I think I might be out in Calgary and I'll definitely hit you up because I definitely
Oh,
want to fish with
absolutely.
you. I mean, I remember that afternoon we shared in the boat during the comp. We had a great time. It was crazy. And I think we're pretty simpatico and pretty gonzo in
Yeah.
terms of. I think that we have a lot of common threads that we just sort of connect, and it's just like, oh, I've known this woman forever, right? And we've known each other like an
Yeah.
afternoon. It's amazing
Yeah.
how fly fishing it creates this sort of base of commonality where you interact with people you may not have ever had the opportunity to interact with, right? And it creates these bonds that
Yeah.
it's yeah. Again, thank you. I'm really grateful. And thanks again, Kaith. So I also want to wish our audience, thank you for listening to us. This episode on The Reel. I am Nicole Tracy Lewis here for Ubuntu Fly Anglers Network. And I have Kaith Palmaria with me, who's generously donated her time. You have to check out her Instagram feed because she has some amazing pictures and she's always on the go. So there's always like, where in the world is Kaith now? What's she catching? Because she catches some big fish. So you really have to tune in, check out her content. She's got beautiful clips. And I love your montages as well. You do some really good
Yeah.
montages. Yeah. So
Yeah.
take care. And yeah, see you. I hope our paths cross soon.
I'll see you on the water, Nicole.
You bet. You bet, Kate. Take care.
Thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye.